Guys, Python here. Welcome back to another episode. And we're not in the CVS. You're not getting the clip if you want it. I know we said that we were supposed to do something if they swept the series, but we didn't even have
Couldn't think of
anything at all.
something.
But Mets did sweep, and we're gonna talk about that. So we're feeling good about the sweep to a degree for me personally, which we'll talk about further. But yeah, the Mets finally sweep a bad team, and we're going to talk about them playing the Milwaukee Brewers, and they have a chance to clinch a playoff spot tonight. So, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, listen to the audio version, give us a review, and I'm feeling pretty. I'm feeling better. If I'm being honest, I don't. I want to know how you're feeling, though, Nika. Are you feeling? Are you feeling good?
Um, you know, I'm feeling good. We swept the Pirates 4 game sweep. We were not anticipating that. We were anticipating going to the CVS, losing 3 out of 4 games after how we've been looking. But we've seen this for the Mets kind of all year. They struggle, but then they just find a way. Obviously, there were some points in this series where things looked a little ugly, but I mean, they got the job done in each and every game. So I think you got to just be happy here.
Yeah, completely agree that I'm happy in terms of the fact that they're winning games. There are just problems that I have personally, which again we'll talk about, and also we'll acknowledge it. Yes, you guys are not having your eyes to see view. I am not wearing a hat for once. I have the new style going, so I figured I'd let it ride. But let's talk about the games now because there is a lot to talk about in terms of what happened. So especially because it's a 4 game series, so we do have
Yeah,
more. So Carrasco versus Brubaker for the first game, and pitching wise, you needed a good start from Carrasco. I think this was his first start
I'm.
since his bad start.
Oh yeah,
I'm blanking on that. I think last start was the brutal one. Actually, no, I think that was the one before. Regardless, though, you were hoping for a good outing from Carrasco, which you need more of that. And he came up. He came up huge. He came up huge. 11 strikeout game, absolutely unreal from him. And in terms of the lineup, they started in the first inning. They scored a couple runs. They were producing with 2 outs. That's what the Mets do when they're rolling. Carrasco scared us a bit, though, in that second inning, letting up that double to Michael Chavis that ended up making it a 2-1 game. But then the Mets just made it poor in the third inning, and they knocked Brubaker out pretty early. I think he got hurt, though, too. But either way, I mean, the Mets offense, they looked pretty good in this one. They kind of went to bed, though, after they scored those few runs, which is what kind of upsetted me a bit. And also, I mean, we're going to talk about this more. The Pirates are, my God, are they a bad team? Like, it's understated how bad they were this series.
oh yeah. I mean, the Mets had to beat up on this Pirates team. They're brutal. I liked how this game went a lot. You had Carrasco obviously go a good distance in this game. You got a 6 innings from him, which I'll take all day from him. The 11 strikeouts, only allowing that 1 run, so I was happy with that. Then yeah, obviously knocking out Brubaker early was huge. Got a lot of contribution from a lot of the lineup here, which we weren't seeing prior. So now it was finally good to start seeing them heat up, especially Lindor getting a tank in this one, which God knows he needed there. So it was good hitting and just good pitching all around.
Yeah, completely agree. And there were some things though that, like I said, 10 hits, yes, but I would have liked to have seen a better effort after they scored all those runs in the fourth, from the first to the fourth. Would have liked a better effort. Brandon Nimmo had an 0-4. He had 3 walks, but still would like to see him hit the ball more. And Escobar going 0-4 was not pretty. There was a couple things that I didn't like, but I mean, this was one of the better games because when we move on to game two, this was a game that I wasn't feeling as happy about, if I'm being honest. 7 hits on the day, and I wasn't feeling as good. Taiwan Walker on the mound versus Keller, and this one was really a benefit of bad Pirates defense. 2 errors, and Brian Hayes eating sunflower seeds as Escobar's rounding third. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
The Pirates really kind of beat themselves in this one. Jeez, I mean, well, the Mets really got bailed out with their opponent in this game because if otherwise this isn't the Pittsburgh Pirates, I don't think we're talking about a win.
Yeah, because this game, I mean, it starts with the sunflower seeds, and then you just have so much more that happen. Whether it's someone, well, Vogelback hit a home run, which was nice, but then you had guys booting the baseball. You had throwing errors. Terrence Gore, the legend himself, getting love from ESPN too. Uh,
Yep.
Terrence Gore, though, on a couple of these games, he's going first to third, just no problem because they're throwing the ball in the outfield. I mean, the Pirates just, oh my god, they're so bad. They are
They
so
really
bad,
are.
and
They really are.
they benefit from this. Taiwan Walker, I thought he looked pretty good. Gave you seven and a third. You got to rest your bullpen a good amount. 5 strikeouts for him, and 1 walk for Mets pitchers combined that game. Diaz looked pretty good. He had a couple jump scares there, but overall he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I was happy with the pitching. I think Taiwan Walker, who hasn't been looking the best recently, definitely I think had a good start here, giving us a lot of innings in this one, going to the eighth, and obviously it ended there where Diaz had to take over, almost pitching 1 and 2/3. So I was really happy with that. Diaz hasn't had save opportunity in a minute, but he got one here, and of course he's gonna always shut the door for you. Um, yeah, it was a just good game for the Mets, winning another one in the series, clinching the no CBS trip for the rest of the way here.
Yeah, which was nice. I mean, I would have went to the CVS still if they lost the next two because this game was not pretty in my opinion. Canna's been struggling a bit. McNeil and Alonso both were 0-4s in this one. Lindor, I think that the only hit that he got in this game, if I'm not mistaken, was when there was nobody on base or with 2 outs. Like, I wanted to see more from these guys. Tomas Nita, though, I mean, he needs to play every day because you saw in that game the day after what James McCann was doing. But before we go to that game, Escobar with a better performance than he gave you in game 1. And you had a couple good performances in this one, but I wanted to see more from Alonzo and McNeil, and they didn't really do much either in game 3. Game 3 was kind of a rough one for both of them, too. Uh, going or 1 for 7 combined in that game. Overall, not a great game, but Bassett, you need a better performance from him after he got booed last outing, which was
Hmm.
stupid. But after that last outing where he struggled, and he was great. 6 innings of work, 8 strikeouts, allowing 2 walks. Peterson in the relief appearance looking good. Ottavino looking good. The pitching has not been a problem, though, lately. The lineup only getting 5 hits, another one that concerned me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Mets only got 5 hits in this one. Pretty weak amount, but somehow managed 5 runs in the game. The pitching, Bassett. Yeah, I don't know why. Questionable he's getting booed, but it was a bad start. He's just been terrific. You knew he was going to bounce back. Gave us a good 6 innings. David Peterson going back in the bullpen where he belongs. Actually looked good. Then you had Ottavino closing the door. So as you said, yeah, the pitching has been phenomenal. The bats, I mean, could be better for sure, but Escobar getting us started with a 3-run homer. Gotta love that. Escobar just, he's actually been like these last couple weeks. Yeah, there's been some points where he's going back down again, but I'll sure take this version of Eduardo Escobar much more than what we saw earlier, where he was just a lost cause at the plate.
It's going to be a cautious optimism thing for me, though, because he just absolutely owns the Pirates. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but he does. But then he also almost had another 3-run home run his next plate appearance. So you're feeling good about Escobar, but the rest of the lineup, I mean, they showed up in the second inning, and then that was pretty much it. They kind of packed their bags for the most part after that because, I mean, you have the Pirates who cannot throw a strike if their life depended on it, and they're walking batters in on runs.
Bases
And
loaded, walking in
twice,
batters.
twice they walked batters in with bases loaded. They are just
Brutal.
absolutely awful. They're hitting batters all game, all series long. I mean, how many times were there hit batters, which
Oh, yeah.
obviously that led to some stuff in the last game, but 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position did not satisfy me personally. I don't think it satisfied you either. Probably shouldn't
Definitely not.
satisfy
No.
any Met fan, but I don't think they were good with runners in scoring position this for most of the series. First game they went 4 for 13. In game 2 they went 2 for 9. Not really pretty at all. But yeah, I mean this game it kind of revolved around the pitching just being dominant for the most part, but again, I do have my concerns. Nimmo with another 0-4, McNeil with an 0-4 in this one too. There was just a lot of worries. Canna has not been great lately, and it continued
Mhm.
in the next game too. Canna just he might need to sit for a bit at one point, just for not for a bit, but just for a game. Might need to sit. I think he is tonight. I'm not if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, you need to sit him perhaps for a game. But game 3, Nimmo definitely happy with his performance there. McNeil had a nice bounce back performance, a lot better of a performance from most of the lineup. But the story was DeGrom and his 13 strikeouts, and I don't
Yeah,
think that's a question.
absolutely. Yeah, he had an electric game. I mean, you what do you expect from Jacob DeGrom? Just unreal every time this guy pitches. You got to tune in, plain and simple. It's football Sunday, but I mean, this game when Jacob DeGrom's pitching, you just have to tune into that instead. So
I mean, granted, neither
he,
of us had our teams playing, so that kind of changed the tune.
yeah, it does. But everyone loves to watch for their fantasy or whatever. But that's off topic.
True.
I love what Degrom was doing out there, and I mean, it was just unfortunate. Just a couple batters walked, and then that tank to O'Neill Cruz really hurt us. But they found a way in the end.
Oh yeah, O'Neill Cruz. I mean, the first inning it looked good because the Mets actually were scoring runs in the first 2 innings, and it looked like they were gonna actually get something going. Not getting a timely hit though in the first inning, I wasn't happy. I thought Canna or Escobar, well, specifically Canna, to get out of a slump, getting a big hit there would have been nice. But then bottom of the second again, walking in a run. Also
Mm-hmm.
forgot to mention the first inning you have Pete who got hit and
Oh,
things bench is cleared after that one. Bench is cleared
yeah,
and
some fireworks, a
I
little bit.
understand Pete's frustration, but I mean, come on, it's the Pirates. They suck. They can't throw
Give him
strikes.
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you gotta give him a little bit of a break. But I can understand it's tiring. But I mean, Degrom 3 strikeouts in the first inning, 2 in the second inning, striking out the side in the third inning, 2 strikeouts in the fourth, striking out the side in the fifth. But then the sixth inning, you have that
Mhm.
home run that O'Neill Cruz and Lugo had to come in, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried with Degrom.
Really?
Yes, because I at what point do we get tired of he can only get through 5 innings? At what point is that going
Uh-huh.
to be a problem?
Yep. I can see that, what you're saying there. Like, that will be a concern come playoff time. DeGrom's got to give us, like, at least 7 innings of action. If he's only going up until the sixth, we have problems. So hopefully he can get his act together there. But, I mean, shoot. I don't know what to feel like. That definitely does hurt him only going 5 in this game. But have to see what happens here down the road.
Yeah, I think that he needs to start giving you more innings. It's just such a problem right now, in my opinion, and the velocity was down at a bit of times. And to get gassed out by the fifth inning or sixth inning, it's a problem for me. I don't know. I would have liked to see more, but I mean, we didn't have to worry. The bullpen did a great job. Lugo coming in, doing great work. No walks at all. And the Mets also combining for 20 strikeouts. Joelly with 5 strikeouts in this one. Are you kidding me? Joelly?
Joely
This
Rodriguez
you?
masterclass.
I mean,
Wow.
I'll take it. And then Trevor May looked great. And overall, the lineup I thought looked a lot better. They didn't get a lot of timely hits, but Brandon Nimmo going 3 for 5 on the day was something that was nice. Lindor going 2 for 5 was nice. McNeil going 2 for 2, walking 3 times. Very great day. Vogelback looking pretty good as of lately. Canna getting a hit was huge for him. Escobar went 0-4. Alonso went 0-4. But I mean, overall, the lineup looked better. And Tomas Nito, he needs to be playing every day. I don't think it's a question.
No, I totally agree with you. He just looks far and away the better catcher than James McCann. Tomas Nido has to be that guy behind the plate for the New York Mets for the rest of the season. I don't see a way where you don't make him that. He looks good at the plate. On the defensive end, not bad, but I just rather much him than James McCann. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And also, we got to give love to Terrence Gore again in
Our
the
man.
eighth inning. That's our guy, Terrence Gore, baby. He came up big, getting getting some pinch run action for Tomas Nido, going first to third. It's poetry in motion, baby. That's what that is. And Nimmo then drove him in. He had Diaz warming up, but he got to sit down quickly because the Mets piled it
Mhm.
on in that eighth inning. So it was nice to give Diaz a bit of rest. Granted, I guess he doesn't need it considering he has not gotten a lot of work, but I mean, 20 strikeouts. This was the game that I was most impressed with. This was my favorite game of the series. They just looked in it the whole time. They looked in it
Yeah.
the whole time with 12 hits. I mean, 4 errors for the Pirates again. That's kind of the story that they cannot play baseball.
Mhm.
I I feel bad
That's
for these guys
brutal.
that they're playing baseball in September right now. Like, you have no business. You have no business being on a baseball field. You got to feel bad, but yeah, Mets with a huge sweep, and it was much needed. So yeah, you need that help you. Granted, you didn't gain ground thanks to the Phillies getting swept, but
Yes.
overall, I'm feeling great. So, with that being said, we'll quickly go to it. Player of the series, and
For me,
you go first because I think I went first last time.
yeah, I'll go first. For me,
Because
it's
I also
Daniel
need to think of one.
Vogelback. Yeah, I
That's
go
a good
Daniel
pick.
Vogelback. Yeah, I think he just looks a lot better at the plate, a lot more discipline from him, and I think he's just looking for the right pitch, and he's been getting it, getting I think like 5+ hits in this series. He looked really good for me, and we need this Daniel Vogelback, which we saw when we first acquired him, and he got into a really rough stretch, but now he seems to be gaining traction again on his great play. So I've been very happy from him this series for sure.
I like that pick a lot. Usually I like to give love to a batter and then a pitcher after, but I got to give love just to a pitcher today, I think, because Joely Rodriguez out of the
How
bullpen. I mean, I've
you
been
feeling?
bashing the guy all season long, and the fact that he gave you 4 innings of work in the series and he picked up 7 strikeouts in those 4 innings of work, just absolutely great stuff from Joely Rodriguez, picking up his first win as a Met, and he's looking like the guy that we traded Casher for and the guy we were expecting when we got him in the trade. He's just has looked a lot better, and we need this come playoff time because I was questioning should Claudio take that spot with how Claudio was looking. Obviously, they sent him down today, but I was wondering, maybe they need to go with Claudio or Peterson as the big guy to get the big lefty in the bullpen. But if Joel's going to do this, then I'd be very happy. And if I had to give love to a bat, Tomas Nido, I'd have to say probably, and he needs to
Hmm.
be playing as the everyday catcher. Enough's enough with James McCann, and I understand if you need to give Nido a rest every once in a while, but for the most part, I don't see a way that you let James McCann be the everyday catcher anymore. At least play as often as he's been, like a 1A 1B situation.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
But now previewing the series against the Brewers, so couple things that we do have to talk about before the Brewers series, though. Couple moves. We have Max Scherzer coming back from the IL to start this one, and we also have Tyler McGill coming back. And huge McGill guy here. I have his jersey, so huge McGill stan over here. I'm expecting him to do some big things in the bullpen. So in terms of the corresponding moves, they option Alex Claudio, as I mentioned, and I think they got rid of Steven Nagosic, I think was the other move.
Hmm.
So
I believe so.
now we're also going to see Drew Smith, it's looking like is going to come back tomorrow or the day after. One of these next 2 days, you're going to have Drew Smith come back. So who's going to be sent down then? I'm trying to think, but you
Hmm.
definitely have more help on the way. You definitely do. Let me see the active roster, though. Tommy Hunter, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Maybe who else?
Peterson's the only other guy I could think of.
Nah, maybe I would see more Tommy Hunter. That just
Although things are going to
it's
get
tough.
interesting when Givens is now back because he went on
Yeah,
the illness list. Can't say the word for whatever
yeah.
reason. Um, but if you know, you know. He went on the illness list,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what corresponding moves they make at that point because Tommy Hunter seems like the odd man out, and then when you have when you have Givens back, I mean, who goes? Who goes
It's
at that
really
point?
it's a really tough call. I mean, you're getting a lot of insurance here in the bullpen, which you love, but you
I
just
think it's got to
gotta.
be Peterson.
Yeah, I agree. Hunter and Peterson seem like the odd man out, but I mean, who knows?
That's a tough call. That's a really
Yeah.
tough call. And then Marte also, I don't know what his status is, but we have Marte probably on the way somewhat soon. I don't think Beatty's going to be ready anytime soon. So that's kind of the update with the injury world. And in terms of who goes when Marte comes back, I mean, Terrence Gore, man, please don't go, Terrence.
I know.
I would
I'll be so
I would
devastated.
love for it to be Darren Ruff. Would love for it to somehow
Ah,
be Darren Ruff, but
the
I
Mets,
don't
they
think it's
probably
gonna
won't
be.
do that because just to make the trade deadline accusation make somewhat relevant still, that you traded JD Davis, who's one better, and was it three or four other prospects?
Three other
Yeah,
prospects,
three other prospects. So I mean,
but it's
I don't
Terrence
know.
Gore. It's
It
Terrence. I
really is.
can't do
You
it.
gotta keep him up there.
He's actually like we meme him, but he's actually been coming up big. Like
I
if he didn't
know.
come up with some of these stolen base attempts, the Mets might lose a couple of these games, or it might be closer. They need Terrence Gore on this roster, which I can't
Just
believe
a
I'm
pinch
saying it,
run
but
for us. Yeah, it has to
uh,
happen.
it is going to be interesting though. Uh, although I realize maybe they send Vientos back down because he's been kind of
Mm,
struggling. That might
yeah,
be the
definitely.
move,
Hmm.
but we'll have to wait and see there. But in terms of the Brewers series, Max Scherzer versus Corbin Burns, a nice pitching duel. But
Electric.
how will Scherzer be in his
Yeah,
return?
that's the big question. I'm more worried about, honestly, Corbin Burns absolutely making the Mets look stupid in this one more than Max Scherzer with how it'll look, to be honest.
Yeah, I was looking at the matchups here, and Lindor has a whopping 0.83 average against Corbin Burns in his career in 12 at bats.
Yeah,
So
yikes.
yeah, I'm a little worried there, but there are guys that actually do hit Corbin Burns pretty well. Nemo's hitting 556 against him. Nito's hitting 500. Naquin 375. McNeil 300.
No.
Which I guess that's probably also why Nito's in the lineup tonight, not just because of McCann, but also because of the fact that you you have a guy who's better against the pitcher that you're going up against. And to answer earlier, it looks like Mark Hanna is playing tonight, which I don't agree with, but
Yes.
sure. Um, in terms of the lineup tonight, just for you guys, if you don't know, which you probably do at this point, but if you don't, Nemo's leading off. You have Lindor batting second, McNeil third, fourth Alonso, fifth Vogie, sixth Canna, seventh Escobar, or seventh Naquin, eighth Escobar, and ninth Nito. So I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried, but game two, Carrasco versus we don't know. We don't know because the Brewers have some injuries. I think that Ashby's hurt. I forgot who else is hurt for them, but they have a couple different injuries that team. So we're not gonna see the usual starting pitching staff. I'm gonna quickly look if I can. I'm totally not buying time to look who's hurt, but yeah, in terms of who's hurt, yeah, Eric Lauer and Freddie Peralta are the other guys hurt. So I don't even know who's gonna be pitching for the most part. But Carrasco, game two, should have you in a prime spot no matter who he faces because I don't know if the Brewers are going to throw out any good pitchers there. And then in terms of the last game, which is a weird 2 o'clock start, Taiwan Walker versus Adrian Hauser. So you should be in a spot with 2 out of 3 games. Tonight could go either way. But speaking of tonight, will tonight be the night that they clinch? Will they do it?
I think they do it tonight. I think they do.
Wow.
I feel yeah. I know I said about Corbin Burns making them look silly, but I think they'll find a way. I think Max Scherzer will be looking really good in his first start back tonight, and they're just going to be playing inspired, knowing they could really clinch this thing tonight, be back in the playoffs since freaking 2016. So it's really just
No,
a nice time.
2015. I don't count that wild card game.
Yeah, where we
That
had
was
the
a
freaking
participation
banner.
medal.
It
That was a
was.
participation medal. They didn't score a run. They don't deserve to talk about that.
That's
No.
true. That is very true. So I feel like we'll be coming out inspired tonight, try and clinch this and get the job done.
Yeah, and you had the debate on Twitter: should the Mets celebrate like crazy or not if they clinch the division? To me, do the on-field celebration, but I better not see champagne in the locker room.
Yes.
You
Oh
got a
my god.
division to win. Once you win the division,
Do
you could
that.
pop the bottles. Pop the bottles when you win the division. But I better not see champagne tonight. If I see champagne tonight, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad.
Wait, when you just even clinch a playoff spot, like they do the on field celebration, because I haven't remember the Mets haven't made the playoffs in years.
Oh, this thing's been a while. Yeah, they do the on-field
I,
celebration. They did in 2015, and they did the
that's not just for the division, right? Oh yeah, it is just for the playoffs, and then the division's more the pop the champagne bottles in the clubhouse.
yeah, which
Yeah,
I if they do it tonight, I'm gonna be mad. I think Scherzer's gonna be like, no, no, you
not have
can't
any
do
of
it.
this. He's too
They
used to just doing good, and he's like, job's not done yet,
Yeah, you can't do that because if you pop the champagne bottles
and you
and
lose
then
the
end up
division.
in the wild card, oh the memes, oh Brave fans are
Okay.
gonna have a field day with that one.
Oh, they absolutely will.
Oh, that's the last thing I need. Sports Talk Atlanta clowning us
Yeah.
for
Oh
that.
my
Oh,
goodness. He's been
that's the
quiet
last thing.
lately. Actually, well, nah, the Braves did beat the Phillies, but not with the Mets. He hasn't had much to say about the Mets recently.
Yeah, and now they play the Nationals, which hopefully the Nationals could do a good job against them like they
Do us
did
a
against us,
favor.
which the Nationals have actually been playing some decent
Yeah.
baseball since
Baseball.
that series against us. I guess we're just that team to help you kickstart a hot streak, huh? I guess we're just
Unfortunately.
those guys. But you also have the weird start times, like I said, for the series because they're in Milwaukee, 7:40, 7:40, 2 o'clock. Weird start times, which, yes, thank you for the 7:40 start today when I'm trying to watch my Eagles play. Really do appreciate that. Uh, but no, I'm excited for tonight because of the fact that they could clinch the division. So for once, excited and 94 wins. I think that would be tonight,
That would be
right?
the magic number, yes.
And speaking of magic number, do we know the magic number for them to win the division?
Ooh. It would probably be because they're one game
15, it
behind.
looks like.
Yeah. How many games are remaining?
Um,
Like now we got
16. No, I don't
yeah,
know.
one game behind. So obviously that won't happen, but we're just gonna hope the Braves lose a little bit. See.
Yeah, gotta put our Nationals jerseys on for this one. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. But the next question that I had lined up is: do the Mets need to prove more? Because after the series, as we talked about, the Pirates are just a bad team. Do they
Uh-huh.
need to prove more in this series
I
for
think
you
they
to be
do.
settled and
Yeah,
happy?
no doubt. I mean, the Pirates are a very, very bad team. No offense to any Pirates fans out there who may be
No,
watching,
plenty
but
of offense.
yeah, the Pirates. I mean, we just
Sidney
don't like
Crosby
Pittsburgh as a
sucks.
whole. Yeah. So
Ben
I think they
Roethlisberger's
do.
a not good person.
Yes, yes, yeah. So we don't like Pittsburgh. Bottom line there. But the Brewers, I think, are a pretty solid baseball team, obviously. So the Mets kind of have their hands full here. They got good pitching. They got some solid bats. So I want to see you take what you did in the Pirates series and build on it here and against the Brewers. And I would be happy. Keep the pitching up. You got Scherzer, Carrasco, Walker, solid pitchers on the bump in the series. Just show me your just live at bats at the plate. Just look good at the plate. I'm not really concerned with the pitching, but I just need the Mets to score runs. 5+ runs, give me, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, completely agree that they need to prove more offensively, and they need to show us that this wasn't just them playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. I need to see them go in there and show that they actually mean business and that they're a legit team themselves. Obviously, the offense has been cold prior to this series, and this is the time. This is the time. If you're going to prove to me that you have World Series aspirations and that you could win it all this year, now's the time. You're playing a good baseball team that could make the playoffs, and if you beat them enough, you have a good chance of being the reason that they don't make the playoffs. So the Brewers are playing hungry baseball. They are fighting for their dear lives to stay in the wild card mix here. And if we beat them, that changes the complexion of things. So yeah, I you really need to prove this series that you're legit. And again, I've been preaching it for months now that you need to be hot come September rolling into the playoffs. That's just how you win the World Series. You look at every single year the teams that win it all. You look at the Braves last year. They got hot down the stretch. The Nationals in 2019, they got hot down the stretch. You have to be good enough down the road, down the stretch. The Mets in 2015, they made the World Series because they were hot down the stretch. And you need to just what I like to think you need to be able to stay competitive in the first few months of the baseball season. And then once August hits, you got to kick into another gear and you got to play
Mm-hmm.
your best baseball. And now is the time. Now is the time to prove it. And I'm hoping that they could because you really do need a big series here. You really do. And just clinch a spot so we don't have to worry about like a catastrophic collapse if that was to
Yeah.
ever happen.
Oh my God, I don't even know if the Mets like lost every game. Man, even if they did, they make the playoffs most likely. But just imagine if they did it. That would,
Oh,
oh my God, that would be the most crazy thing ever as a Mets fan. And we've experienced a lot of crazy things, so that would top it all. But hate to help the Phillies out in this series, even if the Mets win. I mean, you're kind of losing in a way
yeah,
because the
especially
Phillies have
after the
been looking
Phillies
rough.
didn't help us. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no one wants to help them. But I
So
mean, what do
yeah,
they
if we
only have a
lose,
game
don't
lead?
don't come crying to us, Phillies, if we lose this
Yeah,
series.
sure that.
You had
So,
your opportunity to help us,
yeah.
and you don't have our back, we don't have your back. That's how
Mhm.
this works.
Plain and
But
simple.
I also love that we got to take a jab at Pittsburgh before. That was great. I would love to do an entire segment here where we just roast Pittsburgh. Uh, I mean,
That would be great. Or
no
Pennsylvania
disrespect
as a whole.
to,
I
I
mean, well,
mean,
yeah, Philly. You're an Eagles fan. I forgot though. So you
I
can't
mean,
risk,
still, like
can't
you
like
know,
the Phillies or the Sixers.
no, don't like either of them. Don't like the Flyers. No,
Oh yeah, Flyers.
but
Absolutely not.
I think I don't like Pittsburgh. I shouldn't say more actually. No, I can't say more. But just because the Pirates don't do no harm. It's just like
Mm.
you guys suck at baseball. Like put a good team together for once. My God.
Yeah, it's been bad for them. When's the
And
last
I
time they
feel
made the
bad for
playoffs?
the fans, but you guys thought you were sweet when you were up 3-1 in the series, huh? You thought you were sweet.
Hmm.
Yelling, chanting Igor at Pirates games too. You were that bored, huh? You
Oh
thought you
my
were
God.
nice. You thought you were sweet, huh? But yeah, I would love to just go into roasting Pittsburgh, but that's more hockey related. Their baseball team, they're suffering enough. I don't need to dig more into Pittsburgh there. And
Yeah.
I also wasn't a popular guy on Twitter with Pittsburgh Pirate fans, so I ended up replying with the Stephen A. Smith sweat meme, and yeah, Pirate fans weren't taking kindly to that. They're like, "You're bragging about beating a bad baseball team. This is a 2022 Pirates." And then some
Oh my
Braves
God.
fans like, "Yeah, this is what Met fans do. They've been hiding for the past 30 plus years, and now all of a sudden they're good, and they're now here and talking." Kind of
Yeah,
ironic coming from Braves fans because I really
very.
didn't hear much from them until they won the World Series last year, but
I know.
sure. But yeah, I wasn't a popular guy and it was definitely funny seeing those replies. I love the Twitter beef a bit there and it's just funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, this tweet I just saw, I'll tell you about this after. But yeah, I mean there's not really much else to talk about with this episode, sadly. Like this was kind of a quick one where they swept the 4 game series against a bad team, and there's not a lot to dive into. The Pirates are just so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, I mean, we covered the Pirates series. It's just everyone knows the deal with the Mets right now. They're a couple weeks away, could clinch tonight, and just gear up because we have the real deal coming pretty soon here. So, I mean, yeah, there's we had some other headlines with injuries and people coming back and stuff. So it's just get healthy by October, and then it'll be fun. But we just got to win the division too.
Well, yeah, that's the key. Winning the division. You want
Yeah,
nothing to do with the wild card. We've addressed that one, but I just don't like that it's going to come down to this Mets Brave series.
yeah,
I
that
don't.
really
I wanted this
sucks.
to be over. It should have been by now, but
And it's in Atlanta.
of course it is. Of
Yeah.
course it is. Did you see at the end of the the Phillies Braves game a couple of days ago for the ump when he was calling the strikeout? It was Jolly Olive, I think, that tweeted, and he's like, the ump is quite literally doing the chop because he went like that when he was punching the guy out.
No way, I didn't see that.
I have to send you that. It was so funny. It was
Yeah,
like the ump was quite literally doing the chop. That was the caption of the tweet.
wow, that's savage. I've not seen that.
I'm sending that to you right now, which
Yeah,
I
I
don't
need
know
to
if you'll
see
be able to
that.
see, but after you will. But
Absolutely.
yeah, and then you had Keith Hernandez talking about how he almost drove off the road in the intro because of scoreboard watching the series. But that's what it is. We're in a pennant race.
Yeah.
This is something that it feels like we haven't done since the 1950s, like since before the franchise existed. But no, it's been a long time, and just prove to me that you can beat the Brewers and then beat up on the bad teams. Don't blow it in Oakland, as I like to say.
No.
Don't blow it there. Uh, then you play Miami, and then you have that big series in Atlanta, which, that would be. You know what?
Mm.
As much as I hate that it's going to come out of that series, if they do clinch the division against Atlanta, that would
Oh,
feel so sweet.
that would be the ultimate satisfaction. But we don't. Like, you get so much satisfaction in one way, but imagine if it's the other way around. I'll be
Uh,
legitimately crying.
that would put me in the CVS.
Oh, that would absolutely put us in the CBS.
Uh,
That might require a video, honestly. If the Braves, we might have to make another known thing. If the Braves clinch the series or clinch the division against the Mets in that series, we might need to get a CBS collapse on video.
oh yeah, 100%. I think the Mets need to change the stadium to CVS Field.
Imagine CBS
Met
Field. That would be a good one,
Dave
actually.
Shesty would be going crazy if they changed that name. He would
Oh my
he would
god,
not go in that building ever again. But
that's actually great.
CVS Field. Oh my god, we'd be collapsing there a lot. A lot.
We would.
But do you have anything else really to say about this team? Because this is a shorter episode. There's not really
Yeah.
much to talk about with it, honestly.
Yeah, there really isn't. We did what we needed to do against the Pirates, got the sweep. Now we just look ahead and gotta just do what you gotta do to win this division, man. It's crucial. No one wants to play in a wild card game and lose and then see another banner go up. Wild card friggin' round. What does it say? Wild card. Appearance. Wait, what does it say? Wild card.
I think it just says 2016 wild
Oh
card.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. So that just pains me to even say. So just get the job done. You're getting guys back, Marte, hopefully soon, and yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Wake up. Gotta get the offense going. Gotta prove that you could beat a good team. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. Wake up. Score a bunch of runs, and that's there's my every video. I was gonna say daily, but we don't do this daily. Every video, pitter
Yeah.
patter. Let's get at her line.
You gotta, yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this one. Again, bit of a shorter episode. There's not much to talk about. Also, want to get this up in time before the game, so kind of wanted to run through this one quickly. We'll have a lot more time though at the next series because of the fact that there's an off day after this one, so a lot more time to get an episode up for you guys and get more in detail. And hopefully, we are talking about a sweep. Hopefully, at least a series win, clinching the division. If we're not talking about a division clinch by the end of this one, oh boy. But yeah, that's where we're gonna end things. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and if you're listening to the audio version, give us a rating and review. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go, Matt.